If I succeed with Marie, Homelander's gonna have feelings about how powerful she really is.
There's a secret buried inside Gen V Season 2, one that changes everything we thought we knew about the boys' universe. It's quiet, subtle, and easy to miss. But if you caught it, you probably felt that chill run down your spine. Because what Gen V just revealed isn't just another superpower. It's the one ability that could finally end Homelander. Yes, we might have just witnessed the introduction of the perfect weapon to destroy the most dangerous man alive. The hidden power, what Marie really did. To understand this revelation, we need to start with one single haunting scene from Gen V, Season 2, Episode 5. The kids are not all right. Inside the dark, sterile walls of Elmira, the facility where Godolkin's young supes are kept like lab rats, Marie Moreau discovers her sister. Her throat was slit. Lifeless. Gone. For Marie, it's a nightmare. The last piece of family she had left, taken from her. But grief does something strange to her powers. Up to this point, we've known Marie as the blood manipulator, a girl who can weaponize the veins inside your body, who can make you bleed without touching you. She's a weapon, yes, but one that's been defined by loss and control, until now. Because this time, Marie doesn't just use her powers to harm, she uses them to heal. In a moment of panic and sorrow, she bends her sister's spilled blood back into her throat, sealing the wound and forcing life back into her body. Annabeth breathes again. She's alive. And that changes everything. The true meaning behind Marie's resurrection. Now, on the surface, this looks like a typical power-up moment, the kind of upgrade every superhero story eventually gives its characters. But if you look closely, Gen V didn't treat this scene like a victory. Marie doesn't celebrate. There's no music swell. The tone stays somber, heavy, and almost wrong. Because this isn't just an upgrade. It's a revelation of something terrifying, that Marie has crossed the ultimate line. She can reverse death itself. That's not healing, that's playing God. And in the boys' universe, where power always corrupts, this single act might be the biggest game changer yet. Why this matters in the boys? War against Homelander. Let's pull back for a second. The boys has always been about power. Who has it, who abuses it, and who tries to stop it. Billy Butcher and his crew, MM, Frenchie, Kimiko, and Huey, have spent years fighting a war they can't win. Because their enemy, Homelander, isn't just powerful, he's invincible. Supes strength, flight, laser eyes, Supes speed, regeneration, unbreakable skin. He's the walking embodiment of untouchable power. Every weapon they've tried, from Compound V to Temp V, from blackmail to nukes, has failed. Homelander survives it all. He's not just unkillable, he's unbeatable. Until now. Because Marie Moreau's power changes the equation. She doesn't need to overpower Homelander, she just needs to outlast him. The resurrection paradox. Think about it. Homelander's greatest strength is that he can kill anyone, instantly, without mercy. But Marie's power flips that. If she can bring people back from the dead, even once, Homelander's power means nothing. You can't terrorize people who can't die. You can't win a war where death has no meaning. It's the ultimate checkmate. And that's what makes her such a terrifying wildcard heading into The Boys Season 5. Imagine it. A battlefield covered in bodies. The boys lying dead. Again. Homelander standing over them, victorious, smiling, that sick smile. Then Marie walks in, calm, bleeding from her palms, and she brings them back. One by one. Huey breathes. Butcher stands. Kimiko snarls. And Homelander realizes, maybe for the first time, that he's not God anymore. But wait, there's a cost. Now, before we crown Marie as humanity's savior, let's remember one thing. Nothing in the boys' universe comes without a cost. Every power has a price. Homelander's godhood cost him his sanity. Butcher's vengeance cost him his soul. Soldier Boy's strength cost him his humanity. So what will Marie's resurrection power cost her? In that Elmira scene, the show gives us a clue. When she revives Annabeth, the entire room feels it. Her friends stumble, the air thickens, and Marie almost collapses. Bringing someone back from the dead drains her, not just physically, but emotionally. It takes something from her. It's not a power she can use freely. It's dangerous, maybe even lethal, and that's the tragic beauty of it. because the one person who could finally save the boys might have to die to do it. A weapon wrapped in emotion. Marie's story has always been about blood, her own, and the blood she spilled. Her powers came from trauma, from the accidental killing of her parents when she first manifested her abilities. Every drop of blood she's ever controlled has been tied to guilt, pain, and survival. So when she resurrects her sister, it's not just a show of strength. It's her redemption, a way to undo the unthinkable. That's what makes her power so powerful. It's emotional. It's rooted in grief and love, something Homelander could never understand. He kills for ego, she heals for connection. And in storytelling terms, that's the perfect contrast. Because in The Boys, good and evil aren't defined by power. They're defined by what drives that power. Marie's resurrection might be the one thing born from compassion, the only true opposite to Homelander's hate. Why Homelander can't beat Marie? Let's talk about Homelander's biggest weakness. It's not kryptonite, it's not a soup weapon, it's not even Butcher's vendetta. It's his own fragility. Homelander needs control. He needs worship. He needs the world to kneel and tell him he's perfect. Because without that illusion, he's nothing. Marie threatens that illusion, not by destroying him, but by proving that his kind of power doesn't matter. Homelander can kill anyone, but he can't undo death. Marie can. And if that power ever falls into the hands of the boys, it changes the game entirely. They wouldn't need to beat him in a fight. Just survive long enough to make him realize he's not at the top of the food chain anymore. The unspoken threat. What if Marie joins Butcher? Now here's where things get really interesting. We know the boys and Gen V are set to collide in Season 5, but how they collide, that's the question. Billy Butcher has always been willing to do whatever it takes. He's injected Temp V into his veins, he's lied, manipulated, and killed for the greater good. So what happens when he meets a girl who can raise the dead? We've seen what Butcher does with power. He doesn't use it. He weaponizes it. Marie might think she's joining the fight for justice, but under Butcher's command, her power could become something far darker. Imagine Butcher realizing he could send people to die, knowing Marie can bring them back. Imagine him turning death into a strategy. That's not just warfare, that's madness. And that's what makes this theory so chilling. Because while Marie's resurrection ability might be humanity's greatest hope in the wrong hands, it could become its doom. The real secret behind Gen V's ending. Here's the part that most people missed. Gen V didn't end on a triumphant note. It ended on a warning. By showing us Marie's resurrection, the show wasn't just teasing a new power. It was foreshadowing the moral collapse of the world around her. In The Boys, no one stays pure for long. Huey broke his ideals. Starlight compromised her faith. The Butcher lost his humanity. Marie will be no different. And her ability to undo death might become the very thing that destroys her. Or worse, the thing that lets the boys finally become the monsters they've always feared becoming. Why, this changes everything about the boys in-game. If you think about it, the boys has been building toward this moment since the beginning. Season 1, Homelander establishes dominance. Season 2, Butcher crosses moral lines. Season 3, Temp V introduces temporary power. Season 4, Butcher becomes part soup himself. And now, Gen V Season 2 gives us resurrection. Each step brings humanity closer to godhood, closer to the line they swore they'd never cross. That's not an accident. It's the natural end of this story, when the boys, in their attempt to stop evil, become something equally unstoppable. And Marie's power might be the final step in that evolution. Because once death loses its meaning, everything else collapses. Morality, justice, humanity itself. So can Marie kill Homelander?